Welcome to Rooted in Liberty, the podcast where small town stories meet unbelievable truths. Here, we sit back, relax, and share the kind of tales you just can't make up. These are the true, yet extraordinary moments from our own lives. Stories that could only happen in a place like Liberty, Kentucky.
All right, welcome back to Rooted in Liberty podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Chris.
And this is number 11.
Number 11. This is Rooted in Liberty.
Did I say it?
You're about to. You said this is Rooted number 11.
I thought I said at the beginning, welcome back to Rooted in Liberty.
You said this is episode 11.
Okay.
But it's anyways, we're back. Sorry, this one's actually become out a little late.
Yeah.
Than normal.
Well, I mean, we're busy.
Yeah. It's full volleyball season.
Volleyball, and I got one kid that's in a play, and
we got one kid with soccer tryouts and church, and the weather's just been awful.
Yep. Had tornado warnings this morning, and flooding, and
that was fantastic. I was sitting in the middle of doing a bench press.
Oh yeah,
and I could hear my phone going crazy.
Yeah, Ashley woke me up. She said, "Hey, we got to get to the basement. There's a tornado warning."
And so y'all came down here?
They did.
Oh,
they stayed in here.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah.
Bomb shelter / studio.
Yeah, doomsday shelter.
But have you been busy since the weather's? It's kind of been teasing us here. It's 70 degrees.
I mean, yeah, but it's wet, so it's hard to get out and do a whole lot. I've got jobs to do, and you just got to pick the day to do them. So
that's good. There's a lot of trees down right now.
Yeah.
With that wind this morning, did y'all get woken up any by the wind?
No.
Oh, a guy I work out with said it sounded like his roof was going to get blown off.
Well,
this morning. I said, well, I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah.
But the roads I could tell where the water is up really bad, right?
Yeah.
Right now.
It's starting to recede, but
I turned on Kelbron Road. I'm like, did I make a big mistake?
Yeah, you might not want to go that way.
It was good.
Well, good.
Yeah. You could tell where the water was over the road, though.
Yeah.
All the sticks.
Yeah.
But how you been doing? I feel like I ain't seen you in a while.
I saw you, what's today?
I saw you.
I saw you Wednesday night.
Yeah.
That was yesterday.
But you came in late.
I did. Went to go file taxes and whatnot. So
all that fun. Being a grown-up's fun, right?
Yeah. Adulting. Gotta love it.
Yeah, we see each other at the volleyball games, but it's hard to just chit-chat because it's loud. And then our wives get mad at us because we're not watching the game. Yeah.
How you been?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Sickness is gone and the sun shines out, and I'm ready for the spring.
Yeah. This is just a teaser. This 67 degree weather. Next week's gonna be snowing again.
Yeah.
So, but it's coming. The better days. That 70 degree day we had the other day, beautiful day. Short sleeves, no long johns. Oh, it was a nice day.
Yeah. Your hands. Like, I don't mind the cold, but it's so cold my feet and my hands get cold. I'm just useless for the day.
Yeah.
But let's grab a sponsor here. We got some, I guess some now. Oh yeah, we got our cups. I picked these up, but it says, if you haven't tasted vintage honey small batch lemonade yet, you're seriously missing out. Made right here in Liberty, Kentucky. Every bottle is handcrafted with love, bursting with flavor and hometown goodness. It says now it's easier to get your hands on a bottle. You can find vintage honey in Liberty at Googe Riverside Creamery, Bread of Life, and now at the Save a Lot on the Bypass. And for our friends at Russell Springs, you can grab a bottle at Save a Lot or the Fruit Market. We see it says we got some new flavors here. Special Valentine's flavor, just in time for the season of love. We got Cupid Special, which I think that's the one I have. It's a dreamery mix of strawberry and pineapple. Peach Perfect Love, which I think that's what you got there. Raspberry and peach. Berry and love, and that's a fan favorite. Cranberry and orange. Don't worry, your favorites are still in stock at each location. What are you waiting for? Grab you a bottle of vintage honey today and taste the love in every sip.
Well, I tell you what, I like it. I'm a peach fan. I can eat peaches right off the tree.
Yeah.
Do you like peaches?
I do. So does that peach truck come around here? You know what I'm talking about?
Not that I know of.
There's this, I don't know if it's like the peach truck or peach company, but they would come up to Louisville, more Bullitt County, and they would set up, and you could buy peaches in the crates.
Yeah.
Or when you go to Florida, you ever go down through Georgia?
Yeah.
And get those fresh peaches.
Do you peel your peaches?
No,
Bite right into the fuzz.
that's the best part.
Oh man, let me tell you, Ashley, she won't do it. She don't like that fuzz.
Yeah, I'm like apples. I'm a skin guy.
I like skin. I don't like
Potatoes.
baked tater. You can't. That's where all the flavors at. If it's cooked right, if it's salted and buttered.
Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, my goodness.
If it ain't burning, you're good.
Yeah.
The salt. But no, I have Cupid special, strawberry and pineapple. She's got one I really like. It's strawberry coconut. And I got one over there in the fridge. I've had these now for about a week or two.
Yeah.
And it's been so hard
Not to drink that.
to drink them.
Yeah.
Even my kids like them, but
I'll try the coconut. I'm not a fan of coconut.
the strawberry kind of helps knock down that super coconutty.
Yeah.
But she's super excited. She's, if you've been following us on Facebook, we've been sharing that new Goods Creamery. We're hoping to check that out. And she's told me she's sold almost over 200. I mean, she's probably past 200 bottles now, but
That's great.
it's just been, they call and, hey, we're out.
That's great.
And then she just got in the Save a Lot in town. So there's no excuse now. If you're in Liberty and you say, I ain't had it, that's your fault.
If you're in Liberty and you ain't drinking vintage honey,
Yeah.
you need to move.
Yeah.
Not really, but
But you got 3 different places there. All on the 127 bypass. So,
well, we'll get into some stories. This is storytelling time, and that's what y'all are here for.
Yeah.
So, kiddies, get on the mat, cross your legs, crisscross applesauce.
there you go.
And,
I'm glad to.
I watched
What's that?
Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me think of Billy Madison, where Adam Sandler's sitting there on the rug.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll get into a story here. That way y'all ain't bored.
Yep.
We're going to talk a little bit about stings and bites.
Stings and bites.
And now, out in the country, well, I guess it's anywhere. I mean, are there bees are there bees and wasps in the city?
Yes, everywhere.
Okay.
I kind of tell you quick. Now, I work for the cable company.
Yeah.
And go to people's houses, springtime, summertime.
Yeah.
Those boxes that where all your cable stuff's inside your house, they love
Oh, yeah.
the wasp love. And I used to carry cans of wasp spray for a reason.
They got, that's how they survive is they got to find a good hiding spot.
Yeah.
Sometimes they build right out in the open, but
No, they're
sometimes
hidden.
they got to be hidden to survive.
Yeah.
So, out in the country, they're everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
You especially in a tobacco barn.
Yeah. And someone told me gates. Be careful around gates.
Gates that have like a rusty spot in it or
Like
in
the side
in the
they're
crook.
Okay.
Yeah. I've come across a wasp nest in a trailer hitch before. You reach down there,
I
and
didn't think about that.
you're jacking your trailer down, and here comes wasp coming out, and they'll go anywhere.
Yeah.
Now every now and then you'll see a big hornet's nest up the tree.
Okay.
And to kind of stay away from that.
Didn't you say you had a lady actually come cut one down?
I had a lady call me one time, and she said, "Do you remove hornets
All right.
because tree service from a tree?" And I said, "Nope." Immediately, nope.
Nah.
But I want to come look at it because I was hoping it was a nest that I
was
could
empty.
come back in the wintertime and get it
Okay.
and cut it down. When
What would you do with that?
I'd hang it up,
Okay.
leave it like just it's made to a stick. It's already hanging on a stick.
Right.
You just clip both ends and you just leave it and you hang it up somewhere. It'd be pretty.
Right. My luck, you put in the car and forget the one fly out.
Yeah. So I went up there and what had happened is
Yeah.
they were in the tree.
Oh,
Into a limb. So there was no visible noise.
Will the wasp and stuff, will they hollow out the trees and stuff and actually have a nest in there? Is that
Wasp per se, hornets. There's some hornets that live in the ground, and there's some hornets that build. So when you see a nest of a hornet's nest, normally it's the gray, looks like paper mache
okay?
nest. That is more normally I don't know which one it is, but they're black with a white face,
Okay.
and they will attack just because you breathed in their direction.
Got
They
it. They're
just
very
don't-
territorial.
Very aggressive.
Okay.
We were cutting a tree one time, almost in Liberty there on 49, and I was taking this tree down, and the next tree behind it had a hornet's nest in it.
Oh, so they felt the vibration.
Well, no, but I was fixing to fall this big limb that away, and I saw it, and if I'd have done it, it'd eat me up. But I didn't, so I left it alone. We figured something else out. The next morning we were over there raking, and I was right underneath that nest, but it was 20, 30 feet up in the air. And for whatever reason, one of them things stung me right on top of the head. And there's nothing there, you know. But he got me.
You gotcha.
And I run around there. I didn't know what had happened.
I'm glad that whole thing didn't fall.
Yeah. So
Let me ask you this: before we get into the bites and stings, would you rather be stung or bit?
I guess it depends on by what. Because if I
Like we're gonna say no tiger bite, but like I mean like your average day,
Well,
like snake bite.
okay, so let's just stick like this: dog bite or bee sting.
All right.
Simple.
What kind of dog?
Yeah. How big a dog? Where's he biting?
Right.
I don't know. I think I would rather be stung
Yeah.
one time.
Right.
You know, just because it's done, it's over,
Yeah.
and the spot is small. It's nothing.
All right.
It's nothing big. You know, a dog bite. You know, you got multiple teeth. You got
Yeah.
blood.
Then you gotta go get a rabies shot.
Yeah, possibly. So we'll get back to that in a minute.
Okay. Let's
But
think about
what
that.
about you? Would you rather have bite or sting?
Neither.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, sting probably be like you said. It's probably. I mean, they're gonna both hurt regardless of what happens.
Yeah.
But I think a sting, it's like it's done, and a dog bite would. I mean, I feel like it'll linger a little bit longer.
Possibly.
So
We'll get to dogs in a minute. First story here. This will be the longest one of the set I've got.
okay.
If you remember last episode, I talked about us getting lost.
Yeah.
Me and Tanner and Jake and Ethan, my two cousins, to tell this story right, we, for whatever reason, we were down in the woods and we were walking and playing and whatnot. And something we used to do when we were kids is we would go into the woods and we'd find little saplings, little trees that were dead. We'd push them over because it didn't, we're not talking about huge timber. We're just talking about little dead trees, push them over because they'd pop right out of the ground. It was just cool.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't serve a purpose standing there anyways.
They're gonna be falling down in the next windstorm.
Yeah. So we'd push them down, just have a ball with it. Well, or you'd find something to break, an old glass bottle, an old beer bottle or something, and you'd find a rock and you'd shatter it, just being boys.
All right.
So we got down to the creek one day and we're walking, and this tree there was a big branch or a tree had fell across the creek.
Okay.
And it wouldn't, yay big around. It wasn't very big. And it had been there a while, and it was kind of hollow and rotted looking, and we had the option. We can either go over it, go under it, or go around it.
All right.
Or tear it down.
Tear it down. Option D.
I remember this like it was yesterday. I was in the lead,
Okay.
and I got to it first, and then Jake was right behind me. He's the next oldest.
Okay.
Tanner and Ethan are behind us. They're just meandering down the creek. Excuse me. Well, I get to shoving on this thing, trying to break it in half because it's rotted in the middle, and I just know it's going to break. And I'm a shoving, and Jake comes over, and he's a shoving, and all of a sudden it broke.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anything. I felt a sting right here immediately. And I just yelled, bees, and I took off running. Well, Jake said, I saw you and you gone. He said, I looked back and a black cloud rolled up out of that of bees, wasps, gallops, something.
Oh, yeah.
And he got stung and he took off with me. And I passed Tanner and Ethan running, swatting. You ever watch Tommy Boy? Whenever they pretend the bees are in the car and they jump out and screaming, and
That was you all.
that was
In real life.
we're running down the creek
Yeah.
and still we're getting stung everywhere. And I took my hat off and they're swatting. I ended up taking my shirt off, and we found a little hole of water, just splashing water, and you're trying to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And turns out I think they were yellow jackets. We'd go up so far and the stinging would stop. Tanner and Ethan kind of caught up to us, and then boom, they'd hit you again. Another one, or you'd see one, and you're like, there it is, kill it. And then you'd run away.
Did they get stung?
Well, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So we get up so far back towards the house, and running away from them up the creek ain't working, so we shoot up the hill.
All right.
And we climb this hill pretty good ways, and we come to a fence.
Yeah.
And this wasn't our fence. This was somebody else's property. It's a barbed wire fence. And I thought, well, I know where we're at. We can hop this fence, walk up here to the road, and then walk back to Mom and Dad's. And that's what we did, except we ended up not walking. We hopped that fence.
Yeah.
And there was a bull in that field.
Oh, no.
And
Bees and bulls.
She's and bulls. He come kind of at us, but he didn't run us down like in a rodeo, but we ended up having to run from this bull, and finally made it out to the road, and we come walking back.
Where you thought you were?
Yeah, and we wasn't a quarter mile down the road, but
all right.
We get back to the house, and Mom and Jake and them's mom, Jenny, they seen us from inside, and they saw no shirt, no hat. We were red. We looked mad. They thought we'd been fighting.
Oh, okay.
So they come out there immediately. They got to straighten us out, you know.
Right.
They come
What you boys doing?
Yeah, what are you boys doing? Why are you, why was this lazy shirt and all this? Well, she got to looking. I got stung 13 times.
Oh, buddy.
Once was right here, and the whole side of my head swelled up.
Right.
I ended up counting about 13. Jake, he got stung 10, 11. Tanner and Ethan,
Yeah.
one apiece.
That's it?
That's it, one apiece.
They must have tasted them like, nah, buddy.
Yeah, they thought they were sour. But I've always heard, and I've seen it happen, if you take like a hornet's nest and you throw a rock at it, somehow God designed them. They can trace where that rock came from.
They smell your scent or something.
I don't know what it is. If you stand 15, 20 feet away and you throw and hit it with a rock, that rock hits it and falls down, right? They don't go after the rock.
No.
They go where the rock came from. It don't make any sense until you see it happen.
I guess so.
I've heard stories of people, like one guy was standing here, another guy stepped around him, threw the rock,
And stepped in front of them.
and stepped back around him, and they come after him and left the other guy alone.
That's mean.
It's just, I don't know why God made
That's
them like
nature.
that. But so that was a fun time. It wasn't a fun time, but that was a memory I have of getting stung with.
I guess he wasn't allergic or anything.
None of us were allergic.
Did they take tobacco and put up?
So with yellow jackets, they don't leave a stinger, right? They'll sting you multiple times.
Gotcha.
Wasp and hornets and whatnot is when they sting you, their stinger is connected to their insides, to their guts, we'll say. And that's why when a wasp stings you, he dies.
All right.
He'll sting you, and when his stinger comes out, it pulls him out, his insides out pretty much, and he's going to die. So in the country, what we do, what do you do for a bee sting? And I'm sure there's all kinds of remedies.
Or about, hey, let us, after we tell you.
Yeah,
we'll
you can tell us what you think or what your all's remedies are, because
ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise.
Yeah, it might blow up like that burn cream. But chewing tobacco.
Okay.
Dad chewed. I dipped. At the time, I don't remember if I did or not, but everybody around here used tobacco at some form and shape and time. But if I come to Dad and said, hey, I got stung, he would take chew out of his mouth. You hold it on there. And it seemed gross as a kid. I do it to my kids now. Take your dip out, stick it on there, and that nicotine will draw that out, and it might sting a little bit. It don't sting as bad as the bee sting.
All right.
And it might burn a little bit. But it's a painless way that, you go to prying and like a splinter, you're going to do more damage than good. But have you ever done that or had that done to you? Put tobacco on a stung?
I've just heard that before.
You get stung, you call me.
All right.
I ain't gonna quit dipping for you.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Ashley wants me to quit dipping. I tell you, honey, I can't. I got to keep dip around in case Chris gets stung.
All right. The city boy gets stung. He ain't gonna know what to do.
Yep.
No, I played baseball, and if you've ever been growing up on a baseball field, the dugouts are notorious for wasps.
Yep.
Old wooden shack shed.
Up in the corner.
Especially in the 90s, it's all wood.
Yeah.
Or metal fencing. Concrete, they get down in there. And
yep.
But no, it was always fun when you walk into a dugout and 100 degrees outside and there's wasp in there.
Yep.
What do boys do? We throw sunflower seeds at it and gloves, try to
So around there we got them red. There's red wasps.
Yeah.
There's some different. There's all different kinds, but there's some white with they got a white face.
Okay.
You see it.
Really?
It's a weird looking thing, but it's got a white face, and them things come after you.
Really?
They just attack you.
Hmm.
So you've never really been stung a whole lot?
I mean, I have here and there, but I mean,
Not enough to have a list.
not like you. I mean, I know a couple times I got stung, but luckily I'm not allergic. You know, I always, if I saw a wasp, I wasn't one of those guys that take a broom and hit at them, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The worst was those sweat bees, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if it was I had my work van for a cable company, and this was kind of one of those karma things.
Yep.
We weren't supposed to wear tennis shoes. This was Saturday. I worked Saturday. It was nice out. I had shorts on. You know, if you ever wear steel shank, steel toe shoes, they weigh 50 pounds. It's hot. I'm like, I was wearing tennis shoes. If I need to climb, I'll put my boots on.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting my van. I just had my leg kind of propped out. And before I know it, I felt the most awfulest thing. That sucker stung me right above the ankle.
Yeah.
And I couldn't call nobody. I'm in tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Well, if I had my boots on.
You wouldn't have got stung right there anyways.
Right. So this is kind of one of those, haha, it's what you get for breaking the rules. But I remember getting stung one time over a friend's house, and we were out there. His dad or grandpa had a barn, and he said, boys, don't go by that barn. It's full of wasps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what we do?
Got to go look at them.
We went and looked at it. They let us know they were there. But, I mean, even around the pools, you know, they get up underneath the side skirting and having a nest in there. My last house, we moved that house, it's been about 7 years ago, the one we just sold before we moved to Liberty. I remember the first summer, grass was real short, and I start seeing these things fly out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cutting the grass, I'm like, what? They didn't bother you. But come to find out, those were those cicadas killers. They leave you alone.
Yeah.
But they're monstrous.
Big old bird.
Yeah, and they dig old holes out in they come out of the ground.
Yeah.
And I forget what kind of yellow jacket or what wasp family it is, but
yeah, I don't know.
They're not friendly looking at all.
No.
I tried to run as much over as I could with my mower, but they left me alone and it stung me. But it's the most craziest thing that time of the year.
They show up,
and there's about 20 of them out there just hovering the ground looking for bugs.
Yep.
But those kind of freak me out a little bit.
Yeah. The earliest I remember getting stung.
Yeah.
We was talking about geese up there, and I was talking about it getting bit by that goose down there at my grandma's old house. It was there, different time, and I remember I was wearing a pair of shorts, and I don't know if they were blue jean shorts or basketball shorts, but I can vaguely remember something flying up my shorts.
Oh, buddy,
and stinging me right on the butt.
That's not funny, but
well, I mean, and I of course went to screaming and
didn't know what happened.
Didn't know, and they figured it out. And I remember my great grandma, Wanda Lee.
Yeah, she
laid me. She had me take my pants off, shorts off, and I had to lay over her, naked. And while she examined and
you're traumatized,
took that out. So that was fine. But I mentioned tobacco barn.
Yeah. Do they get up in there and stuff?
Up in the top, up in the roof,
Are those wood bees?
Well, the wood bees, yeah, they'll burrow in, but they don't bother you.
No.
They're just in there burrowing on the wood. I got a story about that.
Yeah.
But back to the wasp, they're just a regular old red wasp that makes up, the little paper nest up there. And you be hanging tobacco, and if you're on the top rail,
you gotta be careful.
Hanging, they're right here. You might see that nest. Eventually, you get close to it. And I would just avoid them. You just ignore them.
Those ones, I learned if you leave them alone.
Yeah, but if you get too close, one of them might get you.
They'll swoop at you.
Or if you accidentally bump the roof or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we had the guy that taught me how to hang tobacco, because I used to be terrified of heights. I'd get up there, and you ain't never hung tobacco, have you?
I mean, many years. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what the process is.
Well, I'm gonna take you to Dad sometime, and I'm gonna show you, and it'll scare you a little. But I was terrified, and because you're standing up there, nothing really holding you, and you're legs spread apart, and you got to bend over and all that. And the boy, it's my cousin, Jasper, he taught me how to hang tobacco, because you got the guy on the bottom rail, and then right above you, your head or your shoulders are right at his feet, and so forth. Just in a line, and you just pass the tobacco up, and they hang it with a tobacco stick on those rails so it can dry. What I would do is I'd hang on to that rail, and I'd bend down one hand. Jasper said, "No, you don't do that." He'd step on my fingers.
Oh.
And then he said, "Here's what we're going to do." He's a little guy. He'd sit on my shoulders.
Oh, my.
And he'd bend down. He'd kind of hang on a little bit, but he'd bend down. I'd bend down. He'd kind of go down with me a little bit, and I'd grab it, and I'd come back up, and I'd hand it to him. And he told me, he said, "You listen, if you drop us, if you fall, I'll kill you before we hit the bottom." And we never did fall. But he taught me to get over that fear.
Yeah.
But we were up there hanging tobacco one time, and there was a wasp nest. And, what do you do with that? Or, we can't go any farther. I told Dad or something, we can't go any farther because there's a wasp nest there, and I ain't getting close to it. And it might have been Jasper. It might have been somebody else. Feel like I'm going to burp. He said, "Hang on, I'll get it." And he took a green tobacco leaf, and he laid it in his hand.
He smothered it?
He just went up there and grabbed all of them real slow and just held them. He didn't squeeze them like to crush them. He just held them. And I guess either the chemical on that tobacco or the nicotine in that tobacco choked them out.
Oh, really?
And then after a minute, he opened them up, and they was all just laying in his hand dead. It was wild. I said, "You're crazy. Ain't no way. I am not. My leaf would have a hole in it." And they'd come right out there. I'd be. You imagine me up the barn, you're swatting, you ain't got nothing to stand on.
Right.
It'd be horrible.
Oh.
Back to the bees.
Yeah.
So I don't know if y'all noticed, but that line right there on your screen is a boat oar. And it's an old one.
Yeah.
That thing is they don't make them like that anymore. That thing's heavy.
That thing, Davy Crockett used that.
Yeah, somebody used it, but he found that in a barn somewhere.
Barn digging bait.
And we got a little saw. We're gonna do a little decorating, but anyways, what was I talking about?
Bees.
The bees.
Bees.
So in your normal sawed lumber,
Okay.
in the barn, the bees don't bother it that much. I'm talking old lumber. Like I can go into Dad's barn, and that old oak timbers and whatnot, there ain't very many holes in them. I guess it's just too hard of wood. But we had some tier rails. The tier rails are what you hang tobacco on and what you stand on. Some of them are just what we call pole wood.
Okay.
And it's just trees that they went down there and cut down, and they're round. They're yay big around. And they just laid the whole pole down, nailed it, and you got a rail instead of sawing it. In bees, a lot of times it'd be poplar poles or something like that, and bees, they bore it softer. They bore right into it. Me and Tanner would go down there in the barn, and Dad had 3 or 4 canoes, and they was up in the barn loft, and we'd get them canoes out, and we'd be playing. Well, them wood bees or get to flying around, and we'd take them and make like a big fly swatter.
Bam.
And we'd smack them things, and they, it'd kill them, but it was fun.
All right.
We ended up, but what happens when you swing and you miss and you hit the barn? It just shatters the boat oar, the boat paddle. We broke every one of Dad's boat paddles.
Oh, okay.
And, then it comes time to go boating,
right.
Canoeing. Where's my paddles at? Well, here's half of one.
Here's the other half.
Yeah. They wasn't made like that one. That one's made good.
That wouldn't hurt your hands if you hit it hard enough.
Yeah, that one, it's the handle on it's about the size of a baseball handle. And or a baseball bat handle. It's a. Hope y'all could hear me.
Yeah. What do you think that I don't know, 1950s?
I don't have a clue. I have no idea.
People will be commenting. Y'all are.
But it's got that metal piece in it, and it's missing. It looks like it's missing something on the other end.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was on a Viking ship. I doubt it. But it's what it looks like. It looks like it mounted, and there was one for this hand and one for this hand. Is how it looks.
Moana uses that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let me see.
So stings.
I got stung on the top of the head, wasp in the barn.
Remember that one time you said you had a Red Bull? Remember recently this year you went to?
Oh man, I forgot about that. Yeah, we were working. We were cutting trees. It was last year,
No, it was past.
24.
Yeah.
We were cutting trees somewhere, and I had a Red Bull. I had a big 16-ounce Red Bull, and I drunk about half of it, and I just stuck it in a toolbox, open toolbox there, and it was. Well, I don't know if it was summer, but it was warm
Summer is
outside.
fall because I was around.
Yeah, and I just stuck it up in there in the shade and gonna come back and drink it later.
Yeah.
And I did. I come back over and I took it and swallowed me a bunch of it, but immediately I felt something in my mouth. And I started, what the heck is that? And I spit it out thinking it was just a leaf or something like that. Spit it out, and there was a yellow jacket laying on the ground. Looked like he'd been underwater because he was fighting for his life.
He had a little mouthful of saliva.
I spit him out, and I killed it, and then I felt it. And never did hurt. I never did feel him sting me.
Because he couldn't move.
He couldn't move. He just stung me on the jaw.
He was drunk with Red Bull.
So he stung me on the right side of my tongue, and for the next hour, it just kept growing and growing, and that tongue just kept getting bigger, and it was getting hard to spit, hard to swallow, hard to talk.
That's funny.
And I wasn't having a reaction. It was it was swelling a little bit, and I told Daniel about it before I went in the bucket. I said, I just got stung in the mouth.
Yeah, be careful.
If I holler at you or something and I'm going out, you need to be ready. And after about an hour, it started working its way off, but it was getting hard to talk.
Daniel probably appreciated that.
He probably did. I talk a lot, and he don't.
He's in that movie with Adam Sandler, it's like bedtime stories.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, and he gets stung in the tongue, and he can't talk.
How'd that go? Oh, man.
Good thing I edited this thing.
Yeah. So, more stories here. I've got about 3 more.
All right.
Only one of them's got to do with honey or wasp and whatnot.
Do you want to?
Yeah, we better do that.
Hop
You can
in.
go ahead, or you want me to read it?
You go ahead and read
I'll
that
read the next 2.
one. Yeah. 2? Y'all hear that, guys? We
got a third sponsor today.
and second, they don't know about this one.
That's right. Second sponsor. New sponsor.
New sponsor.
The Buck. Listen up. Hey, y'all. If y'all love classic country music and want to stay connected to your hometown, then WKDO 98.7 is where you need to be. We're talking about radio station here. Start your mornings out with Jerry on the Buck Morning Show. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., bringing you the best country tunes, local news, plenty of laughs, and get your day started right. Now, it don't mention the Buck Shop.
Yes.
And they do a buy, sell, swap, and trade show on there from like 9:15 to 10 o'clock. So get on there and check that out. Cruise the afternoon with Crystal on the Afternoon Drive Show from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., keeping you entertained with classic hits and the latest weather updates. And when the sun goes down, Jeff is here with Classic Country Nights. Tune in from 6 to 10 p.m. for the legends of country music, playing all the songs you know and love. No matter what you listen, no matter when you listen, WKDO 98.7 The Buck is your go-to for the music you love and the local updates. Listen live anytime and around the world at chasingthebuck.com and keep it locked on 98.7 WKDO, your hometown station for classic country music.
All right. Yeah, they reached out. I would never even imagined our podcast.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I thought we might get a couple little small businesses or something like Vintage Honey or something, but hey, radio's a big deal.
Yeah, especially around here.
And, they're worldwide on a lot of stuff.
I frequent the radio station and go hang out with Jerry during the Buck Shop. And I always told Josh, if your tree business ain't working out, buddy, the radio could be your thing.
I'd have to kick Jerry out, though.
I enjoy that. He liked that.
For this podcast might grow bigger than that radio station.
There's no telling.
Never know.
We're just getting started.
Sky's the limit. Back to a story.
Okay.
This doesn't really involve me getting stung, but it involves bees.
Okay.
I got a buddy down here, and his name is Buddy.
Buddy,
my buddy.
is he an elf?
No. A older guy,
Okay.
or old man, lives down here on Tennessee Ridge, and I can't remember. He knows my grandpa from years ago, but I met him a few years ago, and then I've ended up cutting probably 10 or 15 trees for him. He had
That's
a bunch
good.
of pines, and I cut all them down. One day we were there working, and it was summertime, and he's got honeybees.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I've never messed with him a whole lot.
Have you ever got it? I mean, did your mom or anybody else ever get into that? Or
No. Tommy actually just went to a class, and they're thinking about getting in on the honeybees.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I'm excited because I love honey.
I do. Do you like the
Fresh
comb?
honey. Huh?
Do
Never
you-
had it.
The comb.
Never had it.
That's what it's called, right?
Honeycomb, yeah.
Marlena's aunt up in Hillview there, she had some of those stacks of bees and stuff like that. And she would have a friend that was in the bees and helped her, I guess, raise them and farm them. And I guess she had to capture the queen. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like a very intense thing.
It is. It's Tommy. He said there was a whole lot more into it than what I thought there was.
All right, you just put it out there and
Yeah, but you got to keep them. You got to, I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff. Well, Buddy, he
Okay.
had these bees, and it was summertime. It was hot. We were working, and I seen something over by a tree
yeah.
moving. And I said, "What is that, Buddy?" He said, "Come on over here." And it was his swarm had come out of the box, and it was swarming on this limb. And there might have been 1 million of them there, and they were just swarming. It was loud. You could hear them. Bzzz, So we talked about it a minute.
But they'll leave you alone though.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm getting at. He had a table there and had a bowl, like a big metal bowl, like an old wash tub kind of bowl. And he had some watermelon in it. And all that was left was a little bit of juice and maybe a little piece or two, crumbs.
Okay.
And they had swarmed over to that and were getting in there and eating that
Whatever
the sugar and whatnot out of. And he walked over. Now, Buddy, he's an old man. He had on a flannel shirt open, no undershirt.
There we go.
Yeah. My kids are upstairs. I told them to be quiet, and they're clearly not.
All right.
Open, so, skin, belly hanging out.
All right.
And I said, he said, "Come here, man, I want to show you something." And we walk over there, and in that, they're swarming everywhere, but in that bowl was a bunch of them. They were down there eating. And there was a big old yellow, I think it's a yellow German hornet. Things are huge.
Okay.
I've been stung by them before. I know what they look like.
All right.
He was down in there eating that too. Well, that hornet will kill bees.
Gotcha.
And I said, "Is it good for that hornet to be in there?" And he said, "No. Watch this." And he just reached down there and got real close to it and he flicked it.
The hornet?
Yeah. Killed it.
Really?
I mean, that's a big hit on a little bitty bug.
All right.
But yeah, killed that thing. And I looked at, I think Daniel was with me. I looked down and I'm like, I don't know about this.
We gotta get it.
And we're standing there in the middle of them bees and they're not bothering us one bit.
All right.
Now, granted, they will. They can hurt you. What's that movie? Remember that movie, My Girl?
Yeah.
That old movie about that little boy that died?
Yeah.
All them bees stung? I remember that.
My girl.
What can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl.
My girl. My girl.
I don't know anymore.
Oh.
I was done.
Oh, okay. My bad. All right.
That'll get a good laugh.
Right.
That's how I sound at church too. So
Yeah, like he's getting attacked by some bees.
yeah. How long we been at this?
This is about 35
Okay.
minutes or so.
I got a couple really just one dog bite story.
All right, so we did the bites, stings. Now we're moving into bites.
Yeah.
What are you gonna this is more just bites from a dog.
Anything.
And
I mean, I've had their bit a whole lot. Other than
a kid.
I may every now and then a kid, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've been bit by one dog,
Yeah.
and I've just thought of another little story, but it's a short story.
Okay.
But on the dog bite,
Okay.
when I worked at the post office,
Oh.
there was a dead end road off of a county road,
Okay.
and I'd run this road, every day I ran, and there was this kind of a yellow colored, cream colored little dog. Wasn't a very big dog. I don't know what kind of dog it was, but it lived at the last house on this dead end road.
Gotcha.
And you'd turn around at that house and then pull back up to their mailbox. And they had a bunch of dogs.
All right.
And every day you'd go there, you're running down through there, and that dog would see you, and he'd run up the side of you.
Oh, I'm driving me nuts.
You get down there, and there'd be 4 or 5 of them barking, and then they'd turn around. It was loud. constantly loud because the dog's barking, and I can't stand that. But anyways, this day they had a package, and I pulled up there, and I had to get out. And I'd never got out there before, or all the dogs were up when I got out there. Well, this time on this go around, that little yellow dog wasn't put up.
All right.
And I pull up there in a stop. I get out. I grab the package, and as I'm walking to the door, I'm 10 foot from the screen door, and I see this guy coming towards me like he's going to open the door. And he does. He opens it and barrels past me, but as soon as he gets right parallel with me, I feel it on my ankle. And he saw it coming. He saw from outside. He saw this little yellow dog going to bite me or coming after me. And he was coming out to get after it. And it's like I said, as soon as he kind of lined up, or as soon as he stepped out of the door with me, I felt the tug on my ankle.
Yeah.
And I had on pants, and I probably had on boots, but I felt that tug, and it scared me. You know, that dog, when something gets you like that, you freak out.
Right, because you don't know what.
Yeah, you want to get rid of it. And he kicked that dog or made it run off or whatever, and it latched on, but it didn't break any skin or anything.
That's good.
And he apologized. I said, hey, I'm all right, no harm, no foul. Thanks for, helping out there, and here's your package. Have a good day. I got in my car. I backed up. I took off, and about 50 feet up, I run over that dog. Same dog. It had come around and was going to chase us. It chased you every day when you left, and it run right out underneath me, and I run over it.
Did you stop?
No. I kept going, and I thought, karma. Well, I saw it from my mirror. I saw it was yelping, and a dog, or like a coyote, whenever they get injured, they kind of bite at that.
Yeah.
He had turned, he was kind of biting at his back end, so I guess I run over his back end. It didn't kill him.
Oh.
The next day or so later, or from then on, I'd show up with mail, and that dog was sitting in a chair or laying somewhere.
It's paralyzed.
It wasn't paralyzed. It could walk.
But
it cured it. It broke it of chasing and biting. I don't know. Maybe it didn't kill it. Maybe it just run over its tail. I'm not 100% sure.
But it traumatized
enough. It traumatized enough you could get out there and dog didn't bother you a bit. Now, but dogs will turn on you. You never know about a dog.
Oh, I know.
Another guy that carries the mail now, he was there when I was there. And on this route, there was a house that set back off the road, and they had a German Shepherd.
Oh, boy, that was scary.
You would take their mail in their garage. They had a door, always had a door open. The dog went in and out. And you take packages inside, and that was fine. I mean, every day that I was there, that dog would come up, and it wouldn't come to you to pet you, but it would follow you in the house, into the garage, and it'd follow you back out. And, you always kind of watch it. But it's a sweet dog. It didn't chase. It didn't bark, nothing.
All right.
And this guy, he started carrying that route, and it didn't like him, I guess.
I guess there's a scent, or he said something.
He showed up, stepped out one day, put the package down, and when he come back, that dog latched onto his butt.
Like
grabbed it hard.
Oh, wow.
Broke skin, bleeding.
Yeah.
And he ended up, had to file a complaint and all that stuff. And
all right.
They actually, the post office, blamed him.
Oh, because
the post office is weird. They want you to get out and deliver the package, but even if there's a dog there, but at the same time, in the beginning, when you're hired, you sign a piece of paper saying that you won't get out in an area like that with a dog and put your life at risk.
Right.
But we want you to deliver the package.
Right.
So
it's like, do this safely, but we need the job done.
Yeah. It's funny. It's, and they're going to protect themselves.
All right.
However, that's really the only dog bites I've ever had.
Yeah. You ever been bitten by like a snake or anything?
No.
Any close encounters?
No, nothing. No.
That's
never had one really strike at me or anything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe a little. I've been chased by like a blue racer before.
Yes, but I think that's what got me.
Things they can move. Shorts. The only other one I've got is, it's not a big story.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. I thought of a story. What were we talking about a while ago?
We did bees
and then we went to bites.
All right.
And I said I thought of a story.
Well, I asked you to say, would you rather be bit by stung?
It's gone.
Oh.
Story's gone. Should have wrote it down.
All right. I got with working in people's houses all the time, people always say it's afraid. My dog has never bit nobody. And I always say,
Oh, he won't bite.
I'm not going to be the first one, or I'm not going to stick around and find out. I had those little like yapper dogs. Luckily this was winter time. I had blue jeans on and my coveralls on. I mean, I was layered up.
Yeah.
And I walked by this dog 500 times to go in and out to wherever I was doing. I guess that last time, either I stepped or stepped too close. It wrenched out and it right in my ankle.
Yeah.
But, I just kicked it because I didn't feel it. Oh, my bad. It's never done that before. Yeah.
Not to you. That's what I tell them. They say,
No.
oh, yeah, my dog won't bite. We don't bite you.
But, coming down here, it's just a whole different lifestyle. I thought about getting the running, but I'm like, I really don't want to run around Wilson Ridge and Caney Fort. You don't know what loose dogs are out.
Yeah. You need some of that back off spray the post office gives.
Or a pistol.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't allowed to carry guns at the post office, but I
You carry two, though.
Huh?
So you carry two?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, real quick, I know we're getting close. I'm going to go ahead and read our third sponsor.
He got...
I don't have this one all nice and fancy tapped out, but I'm just going to wing it.
Wang it.
We'll just do it like this. Shelter Insurance in Liberty. Our agent is Kevin Atwood.
Yeah.
That's with one T and not two. Phone number 606-787-8770. They offer home, life, and auto insurance. Go in there, see what they can do for you. I've got shelter insurance. Chris has got shelter. I've got life and auto. You probably just got auto.
Just got auto.
Go in there and check them out. They're good people. They like to laugh. They like to
Cut up.
Have a good time.
Good country folks.
You've got Kevin, the agent. His wife, Nikki, works in there, and they've got another lady, Kathy. She works in there as well. Check them out. And then around back, Kevin's brother, Brent. They have a Atwood Brothers Detail and Tint. Is your car dirty? Starting to smell? Boy, we had a smell the other day. Something smelled like a fish had a dirty diaper in our car, and like they never found out what it was. But we finally did. But we didn't take it to them. But anyways, if your car is dirty, or you want some new tint on your windows, call them, or find them on Facebook. You can get a hold of them. You can call the office there for shelter insurance. He can get you in touch with brother in the back. But that's Brent. We just had them come out there to church, and the front doors on the church. They done some window tint on there to keep that evening sun from glaring through. Done a great job. But that's shelter insurance and Liberty, and brother Brent in the back detailing. Give him a call. Let him hook you up. And now I know him, Brent. He does a good job. He don't charge you an arm and a leg, and he loves what he does. So give them boys a call.
All right. Yeah, I need to get him to do my truck and redo my back window of my car.
I need my truck cleaned.
Yeah.
But I'm going to clean it before I take it to him.
No, you should just take it up. I do the back and the front.
Yeah. It's probably more than $50. I'd give you more than $50. It's a mess. It's just a work truck.
I know. One day I was in there and he was doing a van. And I mean, I just know how if you got kids or toddlers,
yeah,
everything is spilt and nasty, and
yeah, they don't
play around.
They don't clean up at all. We cleaned our van out the other day. All four of us, not counting Luke. We all cleaned that thing out.
He's over here finding,
and
you find stuff you forget you lost. Yeah,
and then you threaten them with their lives.
No food, no
eating. Out of this car, everything you went in this car with comes out. And that last day or two.
Well, and then a volleyball game happens.
Yep.
Yeah. You get home at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night.
Yep. You don't feel like doing it.
Yep.
Well, that's about all stories I got on bee stings and dog bites. I've never really been bit a whole lot, and don't want to.
Yeah. Any phobias of getting bite? Like, what's your, We're
going to I'm not a big fan of the beach.
Yeah.
I forgot one.
Okay.
Just made me think. When I was in 6th grade, we went to Florida.
Okay.
I don't remember what part of Florida. 6th grade trip kind of thing.
That's nice of them.
And I walked out in the water, and immediately was stung by a jellyfish.
Hey, Court, did you pee on it?
Yes. I got stung right here, bottom of my backside of my right calf, and there's still a mark. There's still a scar. Never did see the thing.
Yeah.
I just remember walking in, and it felt like you had a cut that salt water got in.
Yeah, maybe that's why you're traumatized. You hate the beach. Yeah, I'm in the water. So lit up.
I run back out, and Mom's there, and she's, what's going on? I tell her, and so they get to looking, and somebody said, well, I always heard you could pee on it and it make you feel better. And
who did that?
I did.
Oh,
I did. It was close enough I could do it myself. We didn't go find a stranger. Hey, do you got to pee? Come here, cover your eyes.
all right.
Yeah.
Here, pee in this bottle.
Now, I've always heard, y'all tell me if I'm right or wrong, ear infection,
Pee in your ear?
but pee in your ear.
I'm good.
Now, it'd be hard for you to pee in your own ear or pee in a bottle and pour it in there, but that's what I've heard.
I wouldn't know
Who tried it?
Yeah, right. He's got to be the first one to try that one out.
Somebody probably said, yeah, you pee in it. It works with bee stings and jellyfish. It's got to work with ear infection. Do it. And then
Right.
they done it, and it made them feel better. And, oh, it's a miracle.
My luck, and I have 3 hours later, my hearing would just go out.
Yeah. Or you be smelling it. Like might smell like pee in there. Oh, that's me.
That's me.
Yeah. Tell me what you think about that. If you got a bee sting remedy, if you got an ear infection remedy.
All right, you got a story about getting stung or bit.
Yeah.
I knew a guy and younger growing up. I think a dog mauled him. His face was all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was scared. But yeah.
You mentioned phobias.
Yeah.
What I was getting at there was, as far as the ocean goes,
yeah,
shark bite.
Yeah. That would happen to you.
If I'm out here in the woods and a deer attacks me, I can fight or climb a tree or something. But I'm kind of king, top of the food chain here. In the water,
Right.
Excuse me. In the water,
nowhere to go.
You're in his land. You're in his territory. You're gonna die.
Or I can fight a deer.
Well, I don't know if I could or not. I like to think that I could, or at least run from the thing. You can't outrun a shark. He's gonna get you.
Because the shark don't have legs.
Well, that's true. You can't outswim a shark. Everybody's a critic.
Oh, because when you go home, people say, "Well, did you catch anything?"
Yeah.
All right, well, go out there and support our sponsors. Go find Vintage Honey, get you something to drink. She does these custom bottles. This one just says Rooted in Liberty Podcast and Vintage Honey on the side. Go see them. Tune into the Buck. And if you're not at Liberty, you can download the Simple Radio app and listen to the Buck that way. Or go to their website, chasingthebuck.com. Jerry is a great guy, and Chris and them, they're great people there. They've been good to us. And Kevin, he's been a good friend to us, helped me out. He'll save you some money, and you don't have to be in Liberty. I think he does Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio.
Yeah, he's
Tennessee.
around.
So if you reach out to these folks, make sure you say you found them from Rooted in Liberty, and that's always good.
Yeah, it lets them know that their sponsorship is going to good use, that it's working.
Yeah.
If they don't know about it, if they never know about it, then they may quit. So
yeah. Let's tell them, hey, the guy sent you. The guys from Rooted in Liberty sent you to us, and they may take care of you, give you an extra special something there.
Yeah.
So
well, we thank y'all.
Yep.
We appreciate all the hospitality that we don't know if you give us or not because we can't see you.
Yeah.
But we appreciate the likes, the comments, shares. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Enjoy the show. We'll try next week to have somebody else on here so you ain't got to look at us anymore.
Yeah, it's
just like I said, we're busy. It's hard. This is the middle of the day kind of thing. It's hard to get somebody in the middle of the day.
School was out because of sickness around here, so. But other than that.
All right.
All right, buddy.
As always, I'm Josh.
I'm Chris.
Adios.